Hello everyone, this is Sriman and welcome to Genius Math Minds. In this video, we will see about Cartesian planes. We will see parallel and perpendicular, quadrants, sines and plotting of points. First, we will start with the basic. So this is a Cartesian plane. So this horizontal line, that is from x to x dash as I have marked this is called the x-axis. Here x should be small letter. So this horizontal line is called x-axis. This is the primary or the basic line we will use. And this vertical line is called the y-axis. This is the basic line we will use for plotting the points. Now this is x from this origin, that is from the center, and it goes to infinity. So that is called x, denoted as capital X. This is positive x-axis. So positive x-axis is denoted as capital X. And the opposite, x dash, that is denoted as, that is negative x-axis, is denoted as x dash. So the line from here all the way to infinity in the negative direction is x dash, and in the positive direction is capital X. The same goes for y. The point from O to infinity in the above direction is denoted as capital Y, and in the negative direction it is denoted as y dash. And this point at the center, this is called origin. This is 0 or it is O. Both can be said. So the center is origin, and the point that is through the origin is x-axis, and the point through this origin in vertical direction is y-axis. Now we will see parallel and perpendicular. Parallel means, let's say we draw a line like this. This is parallel to x-axis because both these lines travel in the same direction, and it is parallel to x-axis. This is the x-axis, so it is parallel to x-axis, which means they do not intersect. Parallel lines are two lines that do not intersect. Whether these two lines go to infinity or not, they do not intersect at any point. So those are parallel lines. And this line is perpendicular to y-axis because the angle between these two lines, y-axis and this, is 90 degrees. So these two lines are perpendicular to the y-axis. So that is the thing with parallel and perpendicular. Now let's say we have to denote a point that is 1, 2. So 1, 2. So this is the point 1, 2. But how do we find this? Here, the first number we have is the x-axis, the number on the x-axis. And the second number we have is the number on the y-axis. Now, we cannot call this as x-axis number or the y-axis number. There is a special name for that. For the first number, it is called abscissa. And for the y-axis number, it is called ordinate. So let's say we have a point like -4, 5. Here -4 is the abscissa and 5 is the ordinate. So that is the thing with abscissa and ordinate. Now let's plot some points. Let's say we have 3, -2. -3, -5. Let's say 1, 0, 0, -2. Let's plot these 4 points. Now 3, -2. Here 3 is the abscissa or the point on the x-axis. So 3. So this is one point. Now -2 is the number on the y-axis. Here on the y-axis -2 is here. So 3 and -2. Where these two numbers join this point is 3 comma minus 2. That is the first point. That's how we will plot the points. Now minus 3 comma minus 4. Here minus 3 is the point on the x-axis. Here minus 3. This is the minus 3 on the x-axis. Now minus 5. This is the minus 5 on the y-axis. So this is the point where these two intersect. So this is the point here. Now 1 comma 0. Now 1 is the point on the x-axis. So this is 1 and 0. This is the point on the y-axis. So here 1 comma 0 is this point. Because on the y-axis 0 is this point, but this point is 0 comma 0. That is the center of this Cartesian plane. Now 1 comma 0 means this should be shifted 1 times to the right side. So 1 comma 0. Now 0 comma minus 2. Here 0 is the x-axis. Minus 2 on the y-axis it is here. So this is the point of 0 comma minus 2. This is how we plot the points when it comes to having zeros. Now the next important thing is quadrants. Now this is the first quadrant denoted as positive and positive. This is the second quadrant denoted as negative and positive. This is the third quadrant denoted as negative and negative. And this is the fourth quadrant as positive and negative. But what are these signs? This is the first, second, third and quadrant that is denoted in the anti-clockwise direction. What this means is all the points that is in this region will always be positive and positive, like 3 comma 5, 10 comma 12. All these come under this first quadrant because both the x-axis and the y-axis, or both abscissa and the ordinate, are positive, which means they come in the first quadrant. Now the same goes for second quadrant, that is the abscissa must be negative and the ordinate must be positive. Let's say minus 3 comma 6, minus 4 comma 2. All these points come under the second quadrant, minus and positive. That is the x-axis number is negative and the y-axis number is positive. So all these numbers comes in this region. Now negative and negative, that is third quadrant, that is we have already taken minus 3 comma minus 5. So all these numbers come in the third quadrant. Now the last fourth quadrant is positive and negative. That is the numbers must be either 2 comma minus 3 or something like that. So the abscissa must be positive and the ordinate must be negative. Let's see, we have plotted 1 comma 0. So what quadrant does this come in? So this is called, these points that lies on an axis, this point lies, it is denoted as lies on the x-axis. So if we have a point like 1 comma 0, we should not say it as it is in any of the quadrant. We should say the point lies on x-axis. And if it is minus 2 or 0 comma minus 2, that is it lies on the y-axis, again we should not say it is denoted as any quadrant. We should say it lies on y-axis. So this is how we will do plotting of points. Now the another important thing is, let's say you have an equation. Let's say you have x equals 4 is given to you and you are told to draw this line. This is a line equation because this is linear equation. You are asked to draw this line on this Cartesian plane. So what you do is, x equals 4 is the point. So x equals 4. If this is the point, this will be 3 comma 0. This will be 4 comma 0. And this, let's say you have this point here. This is also 4 comma 3. So what we'll do is x equals 4. So on the x-axis equals 4. So we'll draw a line like this. This is the line that denotes x equals 4, because every point on this line has the abscissa value equal to 4. That is the x-axis value equals to 4. The same goes for y. Let's say you have y equals minus 2. is an equation given to us. So on the y-axis we'll take minus 2. So the line that is needed is this. This is y equals minus 2, the line for y equals minus 2. And this is how we'll plot points on the Cartesian planes. And that's it about Cartesian planes. Thank you.